evening and a final update from the X-Pyr 2022. It's Saturday evening, it is currently 10 to 8. We have exactly 1 hour and 12 minutes of the race left to go. The race finishes at 9 o'clock this evening, and all the athletes that are still in it have had the chance to complete, and they're competing still. We've got a hot race between David Corpas and James Elliott. We just had a look at the live tracking. David is going at 10 kilometres an hour, James is going at 2 kilometres an hour, but they're literally in a battle royale if you want to continue following some of the action. It's still going on. Some bad news, first of all. Unfortunately, I have to always bring you that first, but if you at home have been wondering why some of the front runners yesterday that were progressing very well weren't seen on live tracking today, that's because Jordi Vilalta and Timo Longi were penalised for 24 hours because of an airspace infringement yesterday. So, of course, with it being the last day, that means that they weren't competing, which is a terrible shame because they were really doing well at the front. So, the action today at the front and here in El Port de la Selva was that after Kriegen-Maurer came in last night late, this morning Maxime Pinot arrived at the finish. It was literally this morning. He started at 7. I think he just wanted to get it over with, and he arrived with his supporters, and there was big celebrations. And I think the quote of the X-Pyr this year was Maxime Pinot saying that he and Kriegel had been talking, and they said that the X-Alps was really for beginners in comparison to the X-Pyr. This was for the real men. And I think that's a good reflection of how difficult this year's race was. So after Maxime came to the finish line, we then had Pierre Remy arriving. He was limping. He clearly, was taken everything out of him to arrive. But he arrived third, and we were really thrilled because he was a rookie. He's never done this race before, although he's a local in the Pyrenees. So he knows the section between Arbas, well, he lives near Arbas, between there and the Midi du Bigorre, and going slightly south as well. He knows that area very well, and it was an advantage for him to fly in familiar territory. And then our fourth person who got to the finish was Simon Oberrauner. He came in this afternoon. He was the last person to make it before the finish. And we were thrilled to have another rookie in the Austrian team of the two Simons and their supporters, Moritz, all flew together from the finish down to goal on the beach, and everybody managed to land on the beach, except we had one splash landing, which always gets the biggest applause from the people on the beach in El Port de la Selva. So that was the news from the front, but it's been a competition of two halves. So we've got the people who are still competing at the moment, and I'll give you an update of what's happening further down the course line. So all athletes are safely past turn point 3 at Poña Montanesa and are either closing in on turn point 4 at Arbas or fighting along the northern leg to the Midi du Bigorre. Still to reach turn point 4 are Johannes Helleland, 18 kilometres distant at 6 p.m, followed by Nicolas Haynes, David Liano and Joao Simonsen. David Liano sent us a picture of this big bruise that he's got in his leg, so I hope he's okay, but he's still going. Inyo Gabiria, our only other winner who's here for the 10th anniversary edition of the race, had progressed a lot yesterday, and he's still flying with a gaggle of the same boys and girl as yesterday. So that's Rob Binstead, Rich Binstead, Rob Curran, Kinga Marstelas, Keith Patterson, Patrick Sieber, Nikolaj Kokod, and they're spread over a mere 7 kilometres, so really neck and neck. And they've been joined by Greg Hamilton, and Reto Reiser has also, been caught up by them, really. Yuji Emoto has had such 2 good days and is only 4 kilometres ahead, or was only 4 kilometres ahead. And then we've got 2 Americans, Cedar Wright and Logan Walters, at 12 kilometres and 6 kilometres away from turn point 5 respectively. Thibaut Foglet is now en route to turn point 6 at El Chorroco, 10 kilometres behind Andreas Wieberg and Fabian Umbricht, who are neck and neck. Again, there's a race going on there. I've already told you about David Corpas and James Elliott, and they're fighting and jostling for position. David Corpas is an extreme runner, ultra marathon athlete. And he's still got the fitness to be running, so the chances are he'll win that one. But you never know. You never know. So keep watching until right the final minute. Thomas Materas tagged El Charonco. Lars Meerstedt and Noe Court are both past turn point 7, but Noe decided once he realised he couldn't make it here that he didn't want to do any more, and he's going to be arriving by car. So he hasn't abandoned, he hasn't withdrawn. He's just said, I'm not going to do the last few hours, and we completely accept that. You know, it comes a point where you've done so much, and getting past turn point 7 is a huge achievement. So full results will be available at the end of the race, which is in an hour's time. Of course, then we have to analyse them all, so they'll not be available at 9 o'clock sharp. They'll take a little while to upload, but you'll be able to see them on the website if you look under live tracking. The 4th link is the live results, and they're the only ones that count. What you see on the live tracking in terms of the order is not the results that we publish. So not Flymaster, they're under live track 24. And this is my last update for you. I hope you've enjoyed all the race coverage from our website, our blog, the team news, our video updates, our live broadcasts. And there's going to be plenty more to come. If you want to keep tuned, there'll be a documentary at the end of it. And from myself and all the race organisation team, we wish you a lovely evening. We hope you enjoyed the race, and we'll see you at the edition in 2024. Bye for now.